I'm going to begin then. It's 11:02 a.m. Pacific, and that would be 2 p.m. Eastern Time or 3 p.m. Atlantic. So we're coming from all time zones here today, and from wherever you're logging in from, welcome to today's session. I am Anne-Marie Edgar, and I am the Executive Director of Make a Change Canada. I've been with this organization now for 12 years, and it's just been an amazing experience for me, both professionally and personally. So I can't really thank whatever brought me to this job in the first place. I absolutely love it. And I love having this opportunity to introduce the public to our organization and the services that we offer. And that's what we're going to do here today. So I am joined today by various team members who are in our classroom with me. And first off, we have Douglas Tardif, and Doug is the team leader of Make a Change Canada. He's logging in today from New Brunswick. Hi, Doug, great to have you here, and thanks very much. Doug's also been with our organization for about 12 years as well. Secondly, joining us today is Mary Alton, and Mary Alton is program manager, also logging in from New Brunswick, and Mary's been with Make a Change Canada now for 11 years. So thanks a lot, Mary. I look forward to hearing from you a little bit later on, as well as Doug when I call on you. Third, we have Rory Case here, who is recording today's session. If you have any issues at all, please feel free to private message Rory, and she's available to help you with any issues you may be experiencing. So Rory will be recording the session. And that's one point that I do want to make. Please do be aware that we are recording today's session. If there's anything that you wish not to be included in a recording, we'll have an opportunity at the very end of the session where we're no longer recording, and we can have a really open discussion, and really that may be the more appropriate time for you. Or feel free to participate to the fullest as well if you're so inclined throughout the presentation. So we really like to have an interactive session and follow your lead at all possible as much as we can. We also have Tara Tom Burnett here today attending. Tara's just joined our team at Make a Change Canada as an employment facilitator. So she's more here to sit in the background and just really absorb our presentation and learn a little bit more from her end about Make a Change Canada as well. Finally, Tanis Campbell, as you can see here directly to my right anyway, is here providing our ASL interpretation for those who are hearing impaired and deaf. So thank you very much, Tanis. It's always great to see you here. And I'll mention that Tanis is logging in from Nova Scotia. I did forget to mention that Rory's in British Columbia, as well that Tara Tom Burnett is also in British Columbia. So now that the introductions are out of the way, I'd like to get started with our session. And so I'll just advance into the presentation. I really like to start with a nice overview visually of what we are here at Make a Change Canada. So Make a Change Canada, really in a nutshell, is two programs that we have that are both delivered online. And then the third thing that we're doing here at Make a Change Canada is we're starting up a social enterprise, and you see this on the right-hand side of the screen, called Rogers Fire Nuggets. In terms of our programming, we have an online program called Tech Diversity Online, and this is an employment and self-employment program. We're just in the process of rebranding the program, so do stay tuned. It was formerly known as the Business Abilities Program, but you're still going to see that for a while on screen. We also have online certificate programs in applied web development and design, and we have an introductory and advanced certificate program. So that's really what we are in a nutshell. It's also valuable, I find, to take a look back at our history as an organization, and it's really quite interesting. I would say that Make a Change Canada got off to a wonderful start initially. We were originally created through the Community Futures British Columbia organization and we were originally known as the Canadian Society for Social Development, or CSSD for short. So things have really changed over the years, but back in the very beginning, we were registered federally, and I think that's what I mean by we got off to such a great start in the way that the Community Futures organization created our organization. Now you'll see there, second in line, we received 2 prestigious awards right off the bat back in 2004. And the reason for that was before we were actually created as an organization, a couple of our programs were running in the local community and then throughout the region, and they were picked up on and recognized very highly, and we won these awards right off the bat for this programming. The Minister's Award of Excellence for Innovation and the National Award for Community-Based Learning Opportunities as well. We also gained charitable status shortly thereafter in 2005. And that's really when we kicked off with operating our own online programs all across Canada. Continuing on, after a period of 3 years, we ended up opening up our web development programs to anyone really needing this educational opportunity. Previously, the programs were piloted and only available to people living with disabilities. But there was more of a demand for these programs and a real need in the labor market for skilled technology workers. So we were able to open up and meet that demand by offering the programs really to considering single mothers, perhaps workers who want to work at home, can't commute to an educational program in the community. There's a lot of groups out there besides just people living with disabilities that can benefit from our programs. Then skipping ahead to 2015, we had the opportunity to expand our services more officially, and we became a community coordinator organization. That was a great milestone for our organization. This means that we were able to pick up some agreements with the federal government that allow us to support our clients to a much greater degree. And that's been really beneficial for our clients. So becoming a community coordinator organization was a great move for our organization. I just want to take a moment and just welcome Reg to the room. And I'm just a little bit into my presentation here, and I'll just continue on from where we are. But welcome, nice to see you here. We also in 2015 changed our name to Make a Change Canada. And that's been also a wonderful move for our organization. You probably noticed how much smoother that came out of my mouth than Canadian Society for Social Development. So I'm really happy for one with a name change, and I really hope that it speaks to you as well, that it resonates with you as potential clients or clients in our programs. Finally, in 2015, we gained national accreditation, and that's under the Imagine Canada Standards Program. And at this date, we're only one of 250 charities in Canada to have become accredited under that program. So we're awfully proud of that, but it also helps us to really keep things in order in our organization. So it's actually was a real blessing that we've become accredited. Finally, in 2018, we gained certification through Employment and Social Development Canada as an educational institution. And within the province of British Columbia, we gained an exemption from the training ministry. And what that means is that our web development programs are completely fundable. They're eligible for any skills training funding programs that you may have in your communities, perhaps through Work BC or whichever province you're in. Maybe it's New Brunswick and the government handles these training funds, but our web development programs are eligible. So that's really important to keep in mind. It also means that for any students who are able to find the funding or get the support of their family to cover the tuition fees, that we can issue the tuition credits and months of study receipts for the tax return purposes. So I just want to tie this history up by mentioning that we have a real solid history in providing online training programs. And when you really think about it, we are the pioneer in the field of online training for people facing employment challenges. And I want to mention that to date, we have served over 2,500 clients through our programs. If you have any questions at this point, please do feel free as we go throughout the presentation to enter them in the chat area, or you're also welcome just to come online as well with your microphone. So anything really goes. We like to build an interactive exchange with you as our guests in this presentation. It's also valuable, I think, to look at our mission. So just to understand how we as an organization have described our mission. So what guides us? Our mission is to develop and deliver online training, programs, and mentorship to anyone facing barriers to employment. We are a hub for job seekers, employers, and partner agencies seeking to empower themselves or others to realize their full economic, social, and human potential. That's a real mouthful. If you'd like to take a closer look at our guiding principles, Mary Alton, who's very kindly helping me out here, is pasting some URL links into the chat area, and you're welcome just to do a bit of surfing around. I really want to get into speaking about our clientele and our program specifically, now that we've had a good introduction about Make a Change Canada. I'm just seeing Reg has a question here. What other training other than web design can you provide? Are there any costs involved? Okay, great. So Reg, for our business planning and employment search program that's going to be rebranded as Tech Diversity Online, you'll find it currently at businessabilities.ca. That is an entirely free program. It's 100% funded by the Opportunities Fund for Persons with Disabilities. So that said, a person must self-identify in order to be eligible for that program. So that is the other training that we provide. There are some opportunities here and there where some of our clients need to gain a certification in order to become employed or self-employed, and we do have some ability to fund some outside training opportunities as well. So what I want to do is encourage you to reach out throughout the session, but also if you have really specific needs, to reach out to Mary Alton, our program manager. And I can ask Mary actually just to be in touch following the session, just to see if you got any really specific questions or would like to speak one-on-one with either her or one of our business or career advisors as well. So thank you very much for the question. There's a lot of information to that, and we'd like to also be able to address really the specific and intricate questions you may have. So I encourage you to reach out to us. So here on our slide here, I've got the question here: who takes our programs and why would they take our programs? And in terms of our web development program, what we're finding there is some clients come to us because they actually want to build their own website and maintain their own website. So this way, if they're moving into entrepreneurship, it can be a low-cost alternative where right off the bat, they're going to be eliminating some of the high-cost IT charges that some businesses may incur along the way. They may want to do their own social media, their own blogging, that sort of thing. We also definitely find that clients moving into the web development program want to develop or expand their skill set. So what they're gaining through the program is highly marketable employment skills. And so it's a real incentive to take the web development program. Overall, our clients really want a flexible learning environment, a lot of times. And so they want to learn online and have that ability to learn in place in their home where they can continue to attend to their own day-to-day needs and responsibilities. So that's a lot of the motivation. Now on the business abilities side, and that's our entrepreneurship and career search program, Again, it's open to anyone who self-identifies as living with a disability. And you know what? 10 times out of 10, clients coming to that program just want to increase their earnings. They oftentimes want to work from home, but that's not a given. A lot of our clients do want to find, say, employment in the local community or start a storefront type of business. Another thing that's really interesting is that we've learned over the years is that our clients want quality programming and individualized service. So for instance, a lot of our clients are wanting to check in on their particular career goal and get some validation and some really good feedback on where they're thinking of heading with their career. That's just really the tip of the iceberg. Our clients are really all individuals and have their own reasons, but this is the nice way I've been able to sum things up. Now, here's a little bit of a joke, but they're also individuals who love to have plenty of time for really their own leisure. And if you're like me, you like to always be going throughout the day for a fresh cup of coffee. So it really allows such a flexible environment to be involved in a career program. So that's a great motivation as well. Now, what are the program benefits? Really, again, they're online programs, so they provide the greatest flexibility, and they're also supportive in nature. That really differentiates what we're offering here at Make a Change Canada to some other programs that may be available. Our clients can work when they want, and they can continue to meet their daily obligations. They can receive assistance when needed and ongoing support. They can network with other participants, and they can gain exposure as well for their work. There are those opportunities. Our clients can also maintain freedom, mobility, and life options. So for instance, we commonly see clients in our programs able to move from one city to another, one province to another, and still remain engaged in either of our programs. We've also seen clients who feel they're ready to pick up a job or need to do so and can still remain active in our programs and advancing towards working towards those really big dreams that they have in life. So it's really a wonderful option when you think of it that way as well. Who are our clients then, and what brings them to Make a Change Canada? Our clients are all over the map. It's really anyone you can think of who's needing that extra assistance and support in moving ahead with their career goals. So if you look at the little image at the bottom of the screen here, we do serve a lot of people who are living with disabilities. We serve a lot of single parents. We also serve older individuals who may even be caring for elderly parents. So that is becoming a lot more common. We're serving individuals who are highly educated or are lacking in education and need to upgrade, definitely. We are serving individuals sometimes with great career backgrounds that have just slipped through the cracks, something's gone wrong, maybe a car accident, an injury or something, and really need assistance to become reintegrated into the labor market. But we're also serving youth and individuals lacking career experience and just starting from square one, really. So it's really the gamut, and I think that's what really makes, one of the things that makes our organization really special is that we really never know who's going to be applying to our programs next. And it keeps us agile and open-minded as service individuals as well. So at this point, before I go along speaking specifically about the Business Abilities program, I'm wondering if there's any specific questions at this point. If you've got some sort of burning question in the back of your mind, please feel free to type in the chat area, and I'll be happy to address any questions along the way. I know it can take a moment to type into the chat area. I'll just pause briefly and I'll move into the Business Abilities program overview as well. So Toby is just conveying a question to Tanis, and then, oh, there you are, Toby. Okay,
oh, there
sorry.
I am. Hi. Hi there. I just, sorry, 1 minute. Sorry, just so you know, I'm in the middle of doing some renovating in this room, as you can notice in the background, so don't even pay any mind to that. Anyways, one thing I'm wondering about is I'm interested in applying for the advanced web program. I'm hoping to get accepted. And if I am, I'm wondering who might I reach out to for a student loan? Do you have any resources in that area? Is there a specific person within Make a Change Canada that can help guide me through that process, or any other tips or ideas?
Great, thanks for your question, Toby. So first off, our program is fundable, but it's not loanable. So there's a distinction. So it's not, you cannot get a student loan to cover the tuition for the web development program. You can get funding through employment agencies, say a government employment agency in your community, or Indigenous people. There are training funds, skills training funds. So that money is accessible by application through an agency in your community. Another route for getting funds to cover tuition may be through withdrawing money through an RSP. So it is eligible for the lifelong learning plan as well. But student loans, it's not eligible. Skills training programs are different than some of the educational programs in colleges and universities in that respect. So what our program is, our web programs are skills training programs that would allow individuals to gain this type of education when the other doors are closed. Maybe it's an individual who is lacking prior education to become accepted into a university program, that sort of thing. So there's the distinction. And that's why the government wants it to be covered and not to see individuals become indebted, right? They don't want to see individuals who are already facing great obstacles become even further burdened by having to take a loan. So there is a rhyme to the reason, Toby. But thank you for that question.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so thanks for the question, Toby, again. And I'm going to first describe our Business Abilities program. So as I mentioned previously, it's currently located at businessabilities.ca. Bear in mind, things are going to be switching around a bit on our websites over the next 6 months or so. But currently, please visit businessabilities.ca to see this program website. The great thing about Business Abilities, right off the bat, you see it on the left of my screen, is the advisors in the program. I really think that that's the greatest strength in the program, is the caliber of the individuals who are advising our clients. Here's Doug from a number of years ago, Doug Tardif on the screen. And really what distinguishes this program is that we're hiring individuals who have great experience assisting others to find employment and to really self-discover themselves and what their interests and future career paths are best laid out. And as well, our business advisors are true entrepreneurs. They've been there, done that, and have great experience and advice and feedback to offer our entrepreneurial clients. So right off the bat, I'm going to say our business coaches is a key component of this program. We also have online website resources, including reading materials, training videos, and useful business links. As our clients move through this program, they complete a series of worksheets. Now, once these worksheets are completed, they form the basis of the business plan. We also have a series of worksheets for job search as well as those materials. The thing about this program is that there's a real self-exploration starting point for our clients coming into this program, where they first look at whether the career path of looking for employment or becoming self-employed is the right choice for them. So they really dig deep, complete workshops, and make a pretty good determination about what career path they should follow. We also have weekly webinars in this particular classroom called Go to Training on an ongoing basis, and that's a great addition to the program as well. Now, these webinars are open to anyone who wishes to attend, so I do encourage you, even if you're not part of the program yet or considering the program, still to make a point of attending any of our webinars that interest you. That's really the program in a nutshell. But it works progressively. So it's a very structured and well-organized program that leads our clients through the necessary steps in moving ahead and developing their career goals. As I said, the beginning of the program is a decision point for our clients in the program. It's called career decision making. And our clients may go into the job search stream versus going through the business stream. Pardon me. Our clients who do move into the business stream then move on to modules 3 to 7, where they do a lot of great research looking into the viability of actually their business idea. Now, this may involve speaking with competitors, getting an idea of what competitors are charging, talking to potential customers, finding out if there are clients out there that will purchase their product or service. So the research is really essential, and we really emphasize this at Make a Change Canada. There's a module on home business if it's going to be a home business. All the work preparing the financials, the forms of business, the legal, the insurance requirements, all the regulations. Finally, it all culminates where their clients pull it together and prepare a business plan. They may wish to go out and try and locate funding in the community, so a loan, or they may be having to ask family members for some loan to start their business. But even if they're self-funding their own business startup, we still lay a lot of emphasis on preparing a business plan. A business plan for our clients can vary. It can vary from what we call a one-page business plan, say if they're just self-funding their business, right up to a full comprehensive business plan that would be acceptable for presentation to a bank or lending agency. And finally, what's really neat about the Business Abilities program is that we have the ability to continue to support our clients once they've become self-employed or employed, and just lend that extra support rather than breaking off the support sort of immediately or after a set time period of service in the program. So there is some flexibility there as well to receive some continued support if needed. Thanks, Toby. It's great feedback. Toby says that's great to hear. I want to talk to you a little bit about eligibility for the Business Abilities program. Now, it is quite different than some of the other programs you may be familiar with. This program is all about opportunities. As I mentioned, it's funded by the Opportunities Fund for People with Disabilities. So it's all about opportunity. In the fact that to be eligible, our clients need to self-identify as living with a disability. That's quite significant. There's no paperwork required. There's no professional reports. So it's really an open admittance to the program. Secondly, our clients need to be legally entitled to work in Canada. They need to actually require assistance to prepare for, obtain, and keep employment or self-employment. They must have the ability to read and work in the English or French language. It is an online program with lots of written material, so that's essential, but we do provide it bilingual program and service. They must not currently be collecting unemployment insurance, and if they have some sort of EI history as well, they may initially get tagged as ineligible, but it's really easy for us to request an exception on behalf of a client like I said, this is all about opportunities, and the Canadian government is really on board with wanting to ensure that everyone that needs assistance will receive that assistance. So it's just a matter of making a special request. And if you are a person who self-identifies as living with a disability, I'm going to say that 99% of the time, this program is going to be open to. I want to finish off speaking about business abilities by just talking about some of the disability types that our clients disclose to us. And in particular, I want to highlight that so many of our clients indicate they live in pain, have really low incomes, you know, really just scraping by. But what's really interesting about our clients is they report that they've got a great quality of life. So I found that really interesting when thinking about our clients. This information came to us, by the way, through a 2-year study that we had done, looking into our clientele and surveying our clients. It was a great study done by a wonderful researcher. She's an educational research consultant. And we just really learned so much. So the word bubble that you see here came out of that study that researcher conducted. And that's one of the really neat findings that she found, just really of interest sake. I find it really interesting. But I think when you think about that, if our clients are coming to us struggling financially, having mobility issues, really feeling daily pain, but they're reporting that they really consider they have a great life, you know, and I'm just speaking about the majority of our survey respondents. I think that just really speaks to who's coming to our programs. These are really optimistic, motivated, hopeful individuals that are in a point in their life where things may be difficult, but they're at a point where they're ready to start making that leap and reach out for some assistance. So that really describes where our clients generally are at in their lives. Disability types, I promised to outline this for you. You can see in this word bubble, there's an awful lot of our clients living day to day with some mental health issues. So that is very common among our client base in the Business Abilities program. If you look here, you're going to see words like spinal injury. Definitely, we have a high level of clients in our programs with mobility issues. Maybe they've experienced an injury or some sort of condition they've lived with since birth. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. We have served clients in our programs through the whole continuum of disability types. And again, that's one of the things that makes our work here so rich and interesting and rewarding. So it's really about the individuals coming our way. There's a lot of health issues, MS, cerebral palsy, among our client populations, fibromyalgia. We've had clients who were injured from cancer treatments that they had through as children, and now as adults they're seeing the repercussions of cancer treatments and consider themselves to be living with a disability. We have clients who are visually impaired or blind, and we have had clients definitely hearing impaired and who are deaf, part of the deaf community. So it's the whole range. I want to stop at this point. This is actually my stopping point, just to speak about the Business Abilities program. And I would like to actually call on Doug Tardif. He's, again, the team leader in the Business Abilities program. Just, Doug, if you have any extra thoughts or if there's anything that I missed at all in my slides as I went through, love to hear from you. You're always a wealth of information.
Thank you so much, Anne-Marie. No, you've covered everything, but I want to amplify one point that you made earlier, and it reminded me as well. And so here's what the amplification is all about. You mentioned earlier that the participants who take part in the Business Abilities program are exploring self-employment. They're looking at possibly doing employment or self-employment or a combination thereof. But we've also got clients through the expansion of the eligibility now, who have attempted and have businesses that aren't necessarily moving as rapidly and doing as well as they would like to do. And they're taking the Business Abilities program in order to almost a retreat to go back and explore the reasons why they created the business in the first place, do the research, and come up with a renewed sense of a business plan or a new purpose and new products and new services that they might want to offer. I really like this aspect of it because what has happened is that over the last 15 years, we started with individuals who wanted to create or explore creating a business. And we're now expanding the program to individuals who already have businesses, for example. And that is terrific as far as being a business advisor or a business coach is concerned, because what happens is it means that we're using our prior skills that we have gone through already in our own businesses and our own situations. And we have already hit some of the situations that our clients are facing today, and we can help them find solutions to resolve them and to move forward. The other thing that I like about the business program that we have now, and what we're doing is we've got a terrific team of people on board who are providing the services. And what is most rewarding for me, and I know it's the same for my colleagues, is that we collaborate a great deal. We're aware of each other's strengths. We know what we're good at, what we may not be as good at. And when we do need reinforcement or we need resources of any kind, we call on each other and we participate with the client in trying to solve a problem for them. That's been very, very useful, and it's been a terrific asset as far as our organization is concerned. We continue to learn as well. That's the other thing. It's not only a learning experience for the participants in the program, it's a learning experience for us. It's very important that we remain on top of our game in order to give the best possible service. So I'm constantly involved in learning new things about the business, social media, the internet, anything that's going on as far as business is concerned. I'm a news junkie when it comes to business and new technologies. And I know that my colleagues are exactly the same way. So I just wanted to amplify that point, Anne-Marie, because I think it's a very important one. Thank you.
Great. Yeah, good point, Doug. And I mean, that's another distinguishing factor, I think, is that the whole program, the Opportunities Fund, is not just about establishing a business or gaining employment, but maintaining. Maybe somebody's struggling in what they've started out in a career path, you could still be eligible for our services. And then secondly, as Doug pointed out, the caliber of the staff, I mean, that's definitely the huge strength in the program, is having that one-on-one support and an agile team with great experience behind them. Entrepreneurs are learners by nature. They never stop. They're digging. Like Doug says, the news feed is the first thing going in the morning. So there's a great resource here available to potential clients for our programs. And of course, we really encourage you to go ahead and apply to our programs if this sounds like the right fit for you. So thanks a lot, Doug. I love hearing from you at all times. So thanks very much for your contribution.
Thanks, Anne-Marie.
Okay, well, that is business abilities. So moving then to our other programming, which is our Applied Web Development and Design program. Now, these are certificate programs. We've been offering them now for 14 years. We're now in our 14th annual intake. So that's really amazing. We're really the home of Canada's original online web development skills training program. This program was developed in partnership with a community college originally. It is an amazing program, and I say that unequivocally. This is comparable to many college programs that you will find out there. The big difference here is that this is an accessible program for those who would otherwise lack that opportunity. And so just to describe them generally, we have two programs. One is a 6-month program, and it's an introductory program. There's 9 courses in the program over a 6-month period, and the program fee is $3,995, again, which is fundable through skills training programs. There's also an advanced program that is 4.5 months in length. It consists of 4 courses, and the cost is $495 per course, so just about $2,000 for the full program. These courses, unlike the introductory program, the courses in the advanced program can be taken individually if desired as well. The thing about this program, again, is that it's supportive online, but we are teaching coding, development, and design. So I know this word keeps coming up a lot in my presentation, the word distinction, but this is really becoming more of an anomaly, I would say, that if you look at a lot of the programs and the way they're going in web development and technology, you can take a program, but you may only be learning one side of it. So you're only getting the development side, perhaps learning the back end development of websites. Or you could take another program that's maybe in the arts department and you're learning the upfront design end of things. But in some of these programs, they're becoming so specialized now that you're not learning the whole picture. So I really like this aspect that we're teaching both development and design in our web development program, because I just think that this opens up many more career opportunities to those who complete the training. It keeps their options open. A lot of times, individuals don't really know where their talents lie or where those interests lie when they begin an educational program. So it's really keeping those doors open as they progress through the educational program. Okay, now the courses specifically in the programs are as follows. In the introductory program, we begin with a program orientation. So that's just a nice soft start to the program where you get to meet all the staff, go through all the policies and procedures, and just know what to expect as you conduct your studies throughout the next 6 months. We start off with a really nice little fresh course called Introduction to the Internet. It's really fun to learn about the history of the Internet, and it's a great starting point for the program. We move into site theory and design next, and that's super important. Now, there is a train of thought out there that thinks that web design is just such a quick business or occupation to get into, and you can just be a self-study and pick it up. But I really feel like that's doing the public a disservice by planting that idea. I really feel that people need the skills in the background before they venture out to work in the technology sector. So that's really our position here at Make a Change Canada. And that speaks to why we're offering a site theory and design course that's teaching the proper layout of the websites, the proper process to go through in actually developing the website, working with the client or your employer in developing the website as well. Then we teach the design end of things in our 106 and 108 courses, Introduction to Web Graphics and then Advanced Web Graphics. And we're teaching Photoshop Creative Cloud specifically. Then our students move into the coding end where they're learning HTML and CSS programming. That's the basis upon which all websites rest. They're also learning some JavaScript to some degree in this program and jQuery as well. Our students then move into a led process. They're led through the process of developing an actual modern looking, fully functional website in the site design with libraries and frameworks course. And specifically, if you're interested, the technology used is Bootstrap. So they're coding a really light, agile website in that course. Our clients then need to learn how to ensure that any website that they build is actually going to be visited and have use on the internet. So then we're teaching the website marketing and maintenance. Finally, there is a practicum component to the introductory program where our students build a fully functional website project independently under the supervision of the program instructors. So it's a great little program in itself, but any clients really wishing to get some more advanced skills can move into the advanced program if they're accepted into the program based on having the prerequisite skill level moving into that program. So the advanced program begins with an IBDE 202-204 course pair, and those courses must be taken together as one unit. The students begin with learning PHP programming, and then they're developing a database-driven website as well in the second portion of these courses. These are hugely in-demand skills in today's labor market, to be able to do PHP programming and to know the database end of things. They are learning server really well, a lot of the remote server aspect of websites as well. Great little courses, always a great challenge to the students taking the program for sure. Very challenging courses. In the next course, we move into website marketing again, but in real great depth. So real website marketing using some sophisticated tools for searching out the keywords to market websites and ensure that they're actually visited by site visitors on the internet. And finally, we teach another course called Blogging for Business. We're teaching WordPress in this course, and it's again practicum based, where these students are expected to independently develop a website using WordPress. And just so that you know, WordPress is the heavy coding end of things. Those are heavy websites, so they're learning that as well. It's a popular choice, but it's not the only choice for clients or employers needing a website. This is here where I get really excited, and you already saw probably a hint of that a little bit earlier on when I talked about what we're teaching, the breadth of the web development field to our students. But there's so many opportunities, and this is what's really exciting. There's a tech crunch in the labor market, and it's only going to get worse. But you know, there's so many reports out there, one of which is produced and available to you. We've got the link here, and I think Mary will probably copy that into the chat area. But there's quotes like, the ICT is in steady and growing demand across Canada's major industries. You know, phrases like 200,000 workers will be needed by 2021. It's actually quite a desperate situation, but it's hitting a lot of sectors of the labor market. Of course, hospitality is needing workers desperately, but definitely the tech sector, we're facing a crunch right now. So here's the exciting thing. When you consider that there's a lot of, a whole array of educational programs out there, the thing is that what's happening is that there may be university graduates taking computer engineering. And unfortunately, they become such a commodity in the labor market that they may opt to go down to Silicon Valley and sign for a huge signing bonus. The other potential issue that's arising is that because they're so highly skilled and trained, they charge exorbitant hourly rates. So it's really becoming difficult even for business to access the labor, the professionals they need, and to be able to afford those rates, to be able to get their information systems, their websites up and running, and to maintain them and whatnot. So it was actually one of our graduates that pointed this out to me. So the beauty of our graduates here coming into the labor market is that they can serve a niche, the middle niche. They can create a niche, carve out their niche to perhaps business to business. If they decide to move into employment, they can be that worker that walks into that job interview and can do more than people without those tech skills, so they can upsell themselves to an employer. I've literally seen older workers that have taken our program beat out younger workers in job interviews because they can walk into that job interview and say, I can update your website, I can make everything look professional for you, I can do your systems admin, manage, you know, all your employees on your system, I can do your bulk emails, I can provide your technical customer service by telephone. I can speak to your customers at that level. So this is really nice. There is a place for our clients in the labor market and moving into self-employment. And I've got to say they are being successful. And when they persevere, when they do their planning carefully, they are definitely landing on their feet and they're moving themselves into better situations than they were in previously through taking this training. So the different areas that we see our graduates moving into are definitely information technology. And in this area, definitely our graduates, if they can find a position as a junior programmer, they're definitely able to do that work. We've also seen some of our graduates move in to be project managers, where they're more of that in-between person working on a design team, but they're maybe not necessarily hands-on, but they're directing the team. That's another area that our graduates have worked in. They can definitely go out and build websites as a self-employed contractor as well. And our graduates can also find an interest and field to work in being web programmers as well. So the systems admin side of things, again, totally doable for graduates. It just depends on the interest and what you want to move into in terms of your career. Now, we definitely have students who are entrepreneurs and following that career stream. They may become website owners, managing and building their own website. They may be a business owner specializing in communications and social media. Or they could be an e-commerce advisor, something of that nature, but their particular focus is working as an entrepreneur. Now, this is interesting. A lot of our clients actually work in the administrative field. So as I say, these are our graduates that are able to outshine other job competitors and move into some really great administrative roles as a result. Chambers of commerce, real estate boards, government jobs, all this sort of opportunity is available. Technical customer service representatives, that's such a growing field, doing telephone work. But because you can walk the walk and talk the talk, you could be that person being hired to do some telephone work and maybe even from home. Communications coordinator, definitely we see our clients moving into this area of work. And another really interesting field for our clients to move into is being a virtual assistant. And we definitely do have clients moving towards that career goal as well. Marketing is the fourth career stream that we see developing with our graduates, working as marketing coordinators. We definitely have some clients who aim to be bloggers, and they are successful bloggers. They can pick up, say, $500 or $600 extra a month sometimes, just through picking up one or two contracts doing this type of work. Social media coordinators, communications coordinators again. So the thing is if you're involved in marketing, but you don't have the tech skills, then it can be really a disadvantage because your customers today are going to want those digital materials and not have to go and get outside help for that. They want a one-stop shop. So we're definitely seeing some of our graduates who have a previous background, say in event planning, now becoming full-fledged digital marketers and really offering a full package to their customers. So that's quite a lot, but you can see why I'm so excited, because there's just so many wide range of opportunities here, and it's actually coming to fruition for our graduates. So it makes us very happy to see the success of our graduates. Okay, I'm going to start tying up eligibility here with eligibility. And again, this program, just like the other program, is all about opportunity. So the entrance requirements are likely lighter than what you may see in the public post-secondary educational system. So we require grade 12 graduation or a mature student status. So we're going to be flexible. We definitely want to see that our applicants have a specific interest in moving in this field. That's only going to be to your benefit that you're interested in what you're learning. But really, those are the applicants we're getting anyway. You must have an intermediate level of computing skills. If you don't have even basic skills, like you can't open an email or put an attachment, you don't know a file system on a computer, then we're going to recommend you get your basic computer skills before you proceed with this program. They must have a suitable computer and a good internet connection. Now, they also must be able to commit the time required to the program. This isn't a light program by any means. It is challenging. And so you need to have the time to commit to your studies as well. I've got to say that the majority of our applicants are accepted into the program and are just perfectly suitable candidates for the program. For the advanced program, the eligibility is a little bit different. Now, they must have either successfully completed the introductory program or have at least 3 years experience as a web developer. Now, they also must have a very solid knowledge of HTML5 and CSS coding. Now, applicants to the advanced program should be prepared to provide a portfolio of completed projects for departmental review. So none of us want to see a student struggle in our programs to the extent that it's just not pleasant for anyone involved, especially for the student, of course. So there is that extra level of eligibility for the advanced program. And I'll just move along then with the final few slides of my presentation so you can then get on with your day. But please do ask any questions you have. I'd like to encourage you to do so. Now, the application program for the web development, application process for the web development program includes an online application, a basic computer skills assessment, and a 30-minute interview. It's really not super in-depth. You're not required to provide any medical reports. You're not required to provide a portfolio of prior work. It's really quite a nice, easy process to go through. Our upcoming intakes are this July and August. July, we have an introductory program starting up and an advanced in August. And then again in January 2020, we'll have a second intake with our advanced program and introductory program then as well. Again, this is an online structured curriculum. We have live classroom sessions on a weekly basis. We have excellent instructors as well, I must mention, video tutorials throughout many of the courses, and both programs have practicum projects. Our participants are really come from all walks of life and backgrounds, and I like this visual because it gives you an idea of just the variety of people that we see coming through our programs. I do want to mention, as I move into the client story end of the presentation, that we have gained the approval releases and confidentiality releases from all individuals who we both show in this presentation and speak about. And so we have their permission to use their names and their photos. So I just want to be really clear about that. But really, in a nutshell, when I think about our clients, this is what really describes them. They're talented, they're determined, they're savvy, but for some reason, they're just stuck. So there's no doubt about it that individuals come to us 9 times out of 10 just because they need this assistance, and they think that this is going to be the place that's going to provide the key for them for moving forward in their career. I'd like to share a couple of client success stories with you. So this is a new story for us, and we feature Kat, who is from British Columbia. Kat went through a severe car accident. She had some prior health issues, but a number of years ago, I think it's about 7 years ago now, she had a severe car accident, almost lost her life. We document this story, and it was really touching because she's really turned things around. She used to work in the hospitality industry and really didn't enjoy her work. Then this accident happened, and she was no longer able to even consider returning to her old job or some form of employment in the hospitality industry. And really out of sheer desperation and really boredom, she just picked up some wire and started twisting it. And she found that she discovered a passion for jewelry making. She started watching some YouTube videos on wire twisting and jewelry making, and it just really took off for her. So Kat came our way to get some assistance when she was ready. At the same time, she had some support through the community agency in her local community and had her certification for silversmithing funded through them. But she came to us for some, a double layer of support. And she worked on a business plan with us as she completed her silversmithing certificate. And today, Kat is a certified silversmith, and she's got popular jewelry that's in a specialty store on Quadra Island. She goes out, she's finding joy, she's attending craft fairs, and she's just really able to see even the benefit of her jewelry to other people living with disabilities and making them feel some joy as well in her life. The reason being is that Kat has developed some specialty rings called fidget rings, and she's been able to find a bit of a niche where she can help people with disfigured fingers cover up these disfigurements with her fidget rings, or people suffering from anxiety, and really bring some relief to others. So this is a pretty special story. Kat's turned up a real positive corner in her life, and we're really looking forward to what she can achieve next. Here's another recent story, and this is Kenna, again from British Columbia. Kenna is actually a renowned psychic medium. She's an author. She's also giving presentations and doing training to others on her specialty. So she's done amazingly well. But what she had to say specifically about our services was my business advisor helped me break work down into manageable pieces and provided a timeline to keep me on track, says Kenna. I remember at one point in the program looking over everything I had accomplished and being absolutely amazed with myself. So I think this just really speaks to the support and direction available through our programming, which in Kenna's case was really the key for her to move successfully into becoming self-employed. Finally, the third story is actually of Colin Keane, and this story, unlike the other two, stretches back way into our history. Colin was one of our very first graduates of our web development program. Colin's story is really, really interesting because he was working at a community agency in the Lower Mainland in Vancouver, and he's a wheelchair user. So Colin was having to take public transportation to commute to his job, and it was causing him a lot of worry and concern. It was creating pain for him in having to push himself from the train station to his job every day. Eventually, Colin realized something's got to give here. He was no longer going to be able to maintain this employment. Now, lo and behold, at that point in time, we were running some ads on Global TV, or Global TV was actually helping us by running the ads. And Colin saw this announcement on TV, and he checked out the program and decided to apply. So that was really the turning point for Colin, and really the start of a really long-lasting and beneficial dual relationship with Colin. Colin, we maintained the relationship with us. He let us document his story initially back in 2010. And at that point in time, he was operating his own web programming business and building what he calls these massive websites. But we kept in touch because he was that kind of guy and shared his story with us. So in any case, we kept in touch, and then at some point we needed somebody to do some programming for our websites, and of course thought of Colin and hired him to do some web programming for us. So bit by bit, a little bit of work together. And then we also started providing peer tutoring to students in our web development program. And over time, we thought of Colin and called on him, and he became a great peer tutor in our web development program. Things kept progressing. We further expanded and developed the web development program and had a need to hire some instructors. And so initially we hired Colin as a teaching assistant to work with our other instructor in the program. And now today, Colin's come on as a full instructor in our program. So it's a huge success story, a real win-win. But I think it's interesting to share with you just as a special success story and just where it's taken Colin over time. So really, you know, it's interesting for us too. We can sit here and talk to you and talk about what we have to say, but what do our clients have to say about us? And again, I want to refer back to the in-depth research study that we did in 2011-2012 that we surveyed all of our participants in the program, and this is what we heard. So if you look at the word bubble here, we heard definitely the important things that are, you know, first and foremost in our clients' minds are experienced service personnel. That's big. There's no doubt about that. They want to be served by professionals who have the expertise and experience to help them get from point A to point B, and we're providing that. But what we also discovered is that they value our coaches and staff because they're supportive and accepting and personable. So that's big too. It's really important. Our staff listens and is supportive, patient and understanding, also extending that accepting of what we're hearing, and you know what? And accepting it in stride and doing our best to be supportive and encouraging our clients along their career path. But I think what really surprised me about what we heard back from our clients, when you look at it here, is the personable and the kindness. So the kindness really strikes me, and that's a little bit more out on the fringes. You can see it on the fingers here, but it is really important to our clients to be treated with kindness. And I must say that we're always bringing our best selves forward from our end to meet our clients where they are and provide and meet that need that our clients want to see fulfilled. So, you know, we've reached out to our clients, we've listened to what's important to them, and we're always striving as an organization to be the best we are, best we can be, and provide the best service we possibly can to our clients. Okay, so I am going to finish off here by speaking very briefly about our social enterprise. It is called Rogers Fire Nuggets. It's kind of coming out of the blue here. This is a fire starter product that we are piloting. It's just in its beginning stages, but we're involving groups and communities throughout Canada to produce the Rogers Fire Nuggets, and then we will resell them. So it's benefiting these groups in the community to be able to provide some meaningful employment to others that really don't have an opportunity, and to us really to meet some of our obligations as an organization as well as to move into a new direction. So if we can find a way to raise more funding, then we'll have greater ways to support clients in our program over time as well. So that's really the idea behind it. And so that's something that's interesting that's happening here at Make a Change Canada as well. Rogers Fire Nuggets is the original idea of John Rogers of Nova Scotia, Canada, who is actually one of our original clients in our program. But John is a wheelchair user, and he was no longer able to put the energy and the time into this venture that he wished he would have been able to. He's still involved. He's a technical advisor, and we work alongside John in hopefully bringing this Rogers Fire Nugget idea to something quite substantial over time. I'm going to finish off by just reminding everyone that we are a national charity, and this is actually my responsibility as executive director to really remind the public, anyone involved, who once I've got your ear, I want to get that message out. So there's many ways to become involved with our organization. We have several annual events, and we're all about celebrating success. So we're very outward looking, and we're always interested in our clients and their situations, where they're moving, and eventually what the outcomes are. We're going to have a fundraiser this January 2020. This will be held where our main office is located in Nelson, British Columbia, and we're going to be bringing in the Montreal Canadiens alumni team, putting up our own team locally here, and we're going to be raising funds to return to the local community to be able to provide educational opportunities to individuals who otherwise could not access the training. So that's really exciting, and it will be happening here in January 2020. We will also continue to produce our desktop calendar. So we do this every year, and it features the work of program participants. I've got to say that a lot of our clients have some amazing skills physically with arts. And so we make a point of putting a calendar together every year showing off their work for them. And we distribute this calendar all across Canada to our partners, donors, supporters, and agencies, as well as clients and graduates of our programs, so we can all enjoy the beautiful work. That's going to happen again this year. Another way to become involved is to become a program ambassador. So if you like our programs, if you've taken our programs, you believe in us, you like what we do, you can become a program ambassador, and you're really the best word of mouth route for us. And the best advertising is a satisfied client. And so do keep in touch, and if you're interested in being a program ambassador, then please get in contact with me. But now another opportunity, let's say you move on, or let's say you become employed and you have this idea about Make a Change Canada, and gee, they're skilling people to work in the tech sector. So another way to support our organization, to support one another. So if you're down the road involved in business, or you're with an employer and they need some assistance with something, maybe you'll think of Make a Change Canada and reach out to us and say, hey, do you have a great graduate who could do X, Y, Z? Then we're happy to hear from you and make a potential match. So that's another way to remain involved. Now, I also need to mention that we are a charitable organization, so really we rely on donations in order to help support the clients in our programs, provide greater opportunities, more opportunities to the people who need it and want to move ahead in their lives and their careers. So again, if down the road, maybe a family member, it gets towards November, December, and they say, gee, I need to make my annual donations, but I don't know where I want to really apply this money. And if you like our organization, maybe you've received a great benefit by being in our programs, you might be the person that says, there's this organization that I really believe in, they do great work, and they need the support in order to help more individuals like myself. So please consider Make a Change Canada. I definitely want to put that idea out there, and it's always something that we love and appreciate when we're able to expand our support for our clients in our programs. There's also opportunities to become a volunteer in our organization. Now, past projects have included video transcription, developing social media campaigns, completing mail-outs. Some of that still takes place, for instance, with our calendar. There's also been some teams involved in writing projects, doing marketing work, and organizational development. And in particular, 5 years ago, we had a 10-year extravaganza. That was one big project where volunteers were involved. And then another was when we became accredited, and we had a group of volunteers again from all across Canada collaborating to help us achieve that goal. So there's going to be more need for volunteers, particularly in that organizational development area coming up. So if that's an area of interest for you, please feel free to reach out to me. Always happy to hear from you. Okay, now at final slides for you. You've all been so incredibly patient. Don't forget that we're on all the major social media. So connect with us. We do really good quality work, and I give all the credit here to Rory. We really focus on our social media. So do follow us, and I hope you'll be just as impressed as I am with what you see in our feeds. We also have a great email system, and we're going to be continuing to develop some really great success stories. So if you don't want to miss any of those success stories or important announcements and invitations, then please subscribe to our email list. Okay, well, I want to finish up here by mentioning that this is our team, and this is just a recent photo of pretty much all of our team, except for Colin, who I mentioned, our instructor, who couldn't attend this session in person, but only virtually. But here's our team, and I just really want to put that offer out and welcome you to contact us at any time. Visit our websites, and we have a toll-free number. Just reach out if you have any questions or need any assistance at all, and we'll be happy to hear from you. So just to finish up for today, I want to thank you once again for attending today's session. It's been a pleasure to present this information to you and to hear from some of our staff. Again, please enjoy your day, and wish you all the best for this afternoon or evening. Bye for now.